my God, there are so many other ways to express your shock in English. In this video lesson, I'll be teaching you advanced phrases. We'll be going through polite, informal, some slang phrases many English speakers use to express their shock in English, phrases you should be using to stop saying, oh my God, and to express your shock politely and nicely in English. Now, if this is the first time you're here on my YouTube channel, welcome. My name's Adriana from EnglishTeacherAdriana.com. I help English learners improve their English, boost their confidence to finally speak English confidently. If you'd like to drastically improve your confidence speaking in English, make sure to follow the next 2 steps. First of all, subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications so that you get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your confidence speaking in English. 2, download my free audio guide where I share with you exactly what you need to be doing every single day to get the confidence you deserve to effectively communicate in English. To download my free audio guide, make sure to click the link in the description below this video, enter your name, your email address, and I will send you my free audio guide. Now, while you're watching this video lesson, make sure to be using the shadowing technique. Guys, the shadowing technique is a powerful technique. It basically involves you repeating out loud exactly what it is I am saying throughout this video lesson. Make sure to listen, to repeat out loud so that you can remember, pronounce these words correctly, and most importantly, use them when speaking in English. You ready? Let's begin with the first other way you can say, oh my God, in English. Now, oh gosh is a really polite conversational way of saying, oh my God, in English. For example, oh gosh, I forgot to call you. Oh gosh, I forgot to call you. But a politer and a more formal way of saying, oh my God, in English is by using the phrase, oh my word. Oh my word, it's 1 p.m. Oh my word, it's 1 p.m. This is very posh, very polite. You will hear this being used in formal settings. Again, oh my word, oh my word. But a really informal and a slang way of saying, oh my God, in English is simply with this acronym we use a lot in texting, and that is OMG. A lot of teens are using this these days. For example, OMG, you got the job. Again, OMG, you got the job. Now the phrase, oh my goodness is another polite, formal phrase you could use in conversational settings to express your shock. For example, oh my goodness, he's naked. Oh my goodness, he's naked. Also, the phrase, goodness gracious me, is another polite, a little bit posh, it's a formal way to express your shock in English. For example, goodness gracious me, her top is see-through. Again, goodness gracious me, her top is see-through. Now the phrase dear God is another posh, polite phrase used in conversational settings to express shock. For example, dear God, it's already 6 p.m. Dear God, it's already 6 p.m. Another similar phrase you could use in this setting could also be the phrase, oh Jesus. For example, oh Jesus, it's already 6 p.m. Again, oh Jesus, it's already 6 p.m. More informal phrases you may come across in TV shows and movies are the phrases, oh golly, oh golly, oh golly, he's late again. Or, oh bother, it's already 1 p.m. Now, oh bother and oh golly, they are a little bit more polite, they're not so direct, they're not rude, and they are good to be using in polite, formal situations where you don't want to seem so direct and rude. Now the phrase, for the love of God, this is very direct. It's good to be using in conversations with friends and family. It's not very polite, it's not very formal. You will hear this being used in TV shows and movies. For example, for the love of God, can you stop talking? For the love of God, can you stop talking? Now the phrase, bejesus, this is slang, it's formal, it's a little bit posh, and you will hear this being used in TV shows and movies. Personally, I don't use this very often, but it is used by many English speakers. For example, bejesus, we just missed him. Again, bejesus, we just missed him. Now the phrase for goodness sake is polite, it's conversational, and it's very direct. For example, for goodness sake, can you stop talking already? Again, for goodness sake, can you stop talking already? A similar phrase to this is also the phrase for heaven's sake. For example, for heaven's sake, can you stop talking already? For heaven's sake, can you stop talking already? Now, a few really short, simple phrases to express your shock in a polite way in conversational settings you could use could be the phrases, "Oh my life, oh my life, did she really say that?" "Oh my life, did she really say that?" Or, "Oh my days, he's so embarrassing." "Oh my days, he's so embarrassing." Or, good grief, that's gotta hurt." Again, good grief, that's gotta hurt. Careful, it's not grief, no, good grief, good grief. Good grief, that's gotta hurt. Or, "Oh my stars, no wonder she's upset." "Oh my stars, no wonder she's upset." Now the next phrase, "Oh dear," is very polite. I'm sure you've heard this a lot in TV shows and movies. For example, "Oh dear, we just missed the bus." Again, "Oh dear, we just missed the bus." You could also add "me" to the end of this phrase and say, "Oh dear me." For example, "Oh dear me, no wonder she is sad." Again, pronunciation, "Oh dear me, no wonder she is so sad." Now, good Lord is also a very polite, posh way of expressing your shock in English. For example, "Good Lord, where are they?" "Good Lord, where are they?" You could also add "oh" at the beginning of this phrase and say, "Oh good Lord, where are they?" "Oh good Lord, where are they?" But a more direct, not so polite way of expressing your shock could be using the phrase, "Oh for crying out loud." "Oh for crying out loud." For example, "Oh for crying out loud, do you always have to be so late?" Again, "Oh for crying out loud, do you always have to be so late?" Now the phrase well I never, very polite, very posh way to express your shock in English. For example, "Well I never, that is shocking." Again, "Well I never, that is shocking." Notice intonation, "Well I never, that is shocking." Or, dearie me, will they ever recover?" "Dearie me, will they ever recover?" Again, this is very polite, very posh way to express your shock in English. But the phrase God Almighty is polite, but it's more direct. It's not as posh as the last two. For example, God Almighty, when did they find out? God Almighty, when did they find out? Now, a phrase which is a little bit more politer than God Almighty is the phrase oh my. For example, "Oh my, when did they find out?" This is great, it's not so direct, it is conversational, so if you don't like using God's name in vain, "oh my" is a nice phrase. I use this quite often. Again, pronunciation, "Oh my, when did they find out?" Now the phrase holy moly, this is borderline slang, it is polite, and you will hear it being used in a lot of TV shows and movies. For example, "Holy moly, when did this happen?" Again, "Holy moly, when did this happen?" Now the phrase gosh almighty, great phrase to be using instead of God Almighty. It is direct, it's a little bit more politer. For example, "Gosh almighty, that can't be true." Again, pronunciation, "Gosh almighty, that can't be true." Now when you're really pissed off and angry, you want to be polite about it, you could use a phrase "for the love of God." For example, "For the love of God, will they answer the phone already?" Careful pronunciation, "for the love of God." "For the love of God, will they answer the phone already?" Now, a slang phrase you'll hear quite often used in Australian TV shows and movies is the phrase blimey. For example, "Blimey, what a shot." Blimey, what a shot. Now, another common phrase, I don't use this quite often, but many Australians do, and that is the phrase crikey. Now, if you watched Crocodile Dundee or you're familiar with his work, he did use this phrase quite often. For example, "Crikey, what a goal." Again, careful pronunciation, "Crikey, what a goal." Now, the phrase holy cow, again, is slang, very direct. It is a little bit more polite because you're not using God to express your shock. For example, holy cow, he's late again. Holy cow, he's late again. But a politer phrase you could use in conversational settings could be the phrase, oh sugar. Oh sugar, he's late again. Oh sugar, he's late again. Careful with the pronunciation of sugar. It's not sugar, no, sugar, sugar. We have the schwa here. Oh sugar, he's late again. Now the phrase ay caramba. I don't use this phrase very often, but I do hear it in a lot of action TV shows, and some native English speakers do use it. For example, ay caramba, it can't be happening again. Again, ay caramba, it can't be happening again. Now, these two phrases, holy crap or holy shit, they're very informal, they're borderline rude. So really be careful when you are using these phrases, but English speakers do use it to express their shock. Again, pronunciation, holy crap again or holy shit again. But a nicer and a politer way of expressing your shock could be using the phrase, oh boy. For example, oh boy, not again. Oh boy, not again. Remember guys that practice makes perfect. Make sure to watch this video lesson a few times, use and apply the shadowing technique, listen and repeat out loud so that you can get the speaking practice to improve your intonation, to learn connected speech, and to sound more natural speaking in English. But let's take it one step further by completing a homework task. What I want you to do is to choose 5 new phrases you've learned in this video lesson and use them in different situations personalized to you. Create sentences, leave your sentences in the comments below this video so that you can see different examples of these phrases being used naturally in English. Also guys, if you found this video lesson useful and you'd like more lessons like this, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications so that you get that bell, you know when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your confidence speaking in English. If you'd like more lessons, make sure to check out these 2 video lessons here where you can continue learning and improving your speaking skills. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson. Bye for now.